Hello. Happy Sunday. Hey, y'all. Hope everyone is doing well on this Sunday. Give me 1 second. Hey. I am. Hey, how are you? So happy to have all of you here. I think tonight's conversation is going to be very interesting, and I'm just really excited for the person who is sitting in with us tonight, Miss Nikki. So I'm gonna go ahead and add her in. So let's see. It's a very casual Sunday with my hat on today, y'all. Hey, beautiful.
Hello, how are you?
I am doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing
I
well.
see you with all your books in the back. Come on, reader.
All right, I have to do my setup.
I understand. Happy Sunday to you
Same to you. Happy
here.
Pinot Noir Day.
Happy Pinot Noir Day, everybody. If y'all didn't know, today is Pinot Noir Day. And I thought that it was a perfect excuse to not only drink some really good wine, but also invite Nikki Handy to sit in on today's EEWB in conversation. And if this is your first time joining me on live, EEWB in conversation is kind of a new thing. I'm testing out, I'm trying out, but I've been meeting so many dope, wonderful, smart, creative Black women on Instagram and through the interwebs and on social and building connections there. I met Nikki kind of outside of Instagram, but also via Instagram. I learned more about her. But with these conversations, because these women are so creative and they're so unique and I love what they do in the fields that they represent, I said, why don't I just, talk to them on Instagram Live, like have conversations, kind of an extension of the DMs that we usually have or we may sometimes have. So that's essentially what EEWB in conversation is. And today, I would like to introduce you guys or welcome you, Miss Nikki Handy. Nikki is a Houston native, now residing in Canton, Mississippi, so my home state of Mississippi. She's a wine influencer, content creator, Roots Fund scholar, and is a WSET Level 1 certified, and is WSET Level 1 certified. She's also brand ambassador for the Wino Shop. So if you can see my shirt, the future of
Right.
wine is Black. This is a Wino Shop shirt. I have a couple of these shirts from that shop. So we're going to drop a discount code also for you to order some stuff at the end of the live. The Giselle Collection, JCS Mississippi HBCU ambassador. So Nikki got a lot of stuff going on. She is representing these brands extremely well. She uses her platform to educate and create a safe space for Black people, especially women, to learn and grow their palate in wine and show that we are needed and included in the wine industry. So I think that's really powerful and really beautiful. So everybody, welcome Nikki
Hey,
to IG Live. Hey girl.
thank you
So
for having me.
cheers again.
Cheers.
Why don't you let everybody know what we're sipping on this fine afternoon?
We are sipping, of course, one of my favorite winemakers, Andre Mack with Mason Noir. We're sipping his OPP, which stands for Other People's Pinot. It's a Pinot out of Oregon, out of the Willamette area. It's amazing. And
It
of
is,
course, I had to grab something black owned.
yes, of course. On top of everything. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna jump into that's really good. We're gonna jump into the conversation. I gave up. Hold on.
Uh-oh, we lost you?
Okay,
Okay,
sorry.
you're back.
I was trying to turn my volume up. I got shoot for a little while. Sorry, y'all. Um, and I'm starting to ease my way back into reds because reds make me do cartwheels across the floor after two or three
Oh,
glasses. So I'm easing my way back into this. But this was a really good. I'm happy that you recommended this. I forgot how much I liked this particular
mm-hmm.
selection. So thank you again. So tell us, what is your wine origin story?
Ooh, wine origin story. I think I got into wine when I was living overseas in Germany. It just wasn't as in depth. And then when I moved back to the States, I joined a wine organization that me and you were a part together. So I joined Black Girls Wines. I became brand ambassador and president of my chapter when I lived in Milwaukee. And then I ended up moving to Mississippi and I brought the chapter to Mississippi, which is where I met you. And I really got in depth in it. I did my WSET 1, then I became a Roots Fund scholar, and it just went from there.
I love that. So it's layered, but it started overseas when you were living in Germany, and
Mm-hmm.
then just as you moved back to the States, you just got more
Yeah.
involved and wanted to learn more about it.
Yep. It was during like the pandemic, so all you could do was read.
True, true. And I think that was around the time that we met, like during the height
Mm-hmm.
of the pandemic, where
Yeah.
we were locked down. We were introduced by mutual friends and
Mm-hmm.
wine lovers. So that's a good point. So how did you set out on this path? Like, how did you decide that this was something that you wanted to learn more about or become more knowledgeable in the wine industry?
Um, I think it was when I started in Black Girls Wine and I became the president of my chapter. So then I was like, wait, you can get certified in this and you can start learning and you can start working. And then I started taking off. But once I became a Roots Fund scholar, it really took off because I ended up working with the Roots Fund doing a lot of things. I was doing their social media. I was working wine auctions. So once I hit Roots Fund and I did WSET 2, everything started taking off. So I really started going head first.
Tell us a little bit more about Roots Fund and just your involvement with that organization.
Right now I am considered a vintage scholar because I've been in for 2 to 3 years. So I still am a very active Roots Fund scholar. The Roots Fund organization is an organization for Black and Brown people, and it really helps us get all types of wine educations. They provide scholarships, enrichment trips. I've done several enrichment trips with the Roots Fund. I think my very first one was to Paso Robles in Cali.
Oh, nice.
That was my first enrichment trip with them. But they really provide like mentorship, scholarships, education tools, mental health tools. We do study groups.
Hmm.
They help us do everything. Anything that you can think of that you need help with, the Roots Fund is hands on. Kimmy and Carlton are amazing.
Okay. We'll drop some more information about that if people want to learn more about that organization before we wrap up tonight, because that might be something worthwhile. If people aren't aware of the Roots Fund organization, we'll definitely
Mm-hmm.
put that in the chat. Um, so one thing I have been really well, one thing that's important to me is that I always try to educate myself about wine, because you never know. Let's say you're at a dinner party or you're invited somewhere and you have to order a selection of wine, or you are asked what is your favorite wines or what are your favorite regions or different things, that
Mm-hmm.
you'd have to have a somewhat knowledge base on. What do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to wine and enjoying wine?
Uh, I'm going to speak personally. Biggest misconception for me is that all Black people love sweet wines. It's nothing wrong with loving sweet wines. You drink and grow your palate how you drink and grow your palate. But there's a lot of discrimination in wine for us, especially
Hmm.
being Black and a woman. So they think you're not knowledgeable. They assume the worst. So conceptions are, I have wild ones.
Hmm.
with not being talked to when you walk in a wine store.
Mm.
With soon as you step foot in it, they're like, "Oh, the Moscato's back there," and I'm looking like, "Thanks, but no thanks."
Mm. That's interesting. I have a story somewhat related to that. When my husband went on his bachelor party in New Orleans, um, I called the restaurant ahead of time to say, "Hey, can I get a bottle of wine delivered to the table?" And I had the Somm on the phone, and I was explaining to him like, "Well, these are the kind of wines my husband likes." Just giving him some identifiers and things to help him select a bottle and take it to the table. And I was like, just surprise me, surprise him. You should be able to, by the things I've described, pick out a pretty good selection. And the table of guys, like the wine the guy brought to the table must have been some BS, just not great wine, because they clowned me so bad. Like his friends clowned me too that day. Like, Erin, what kind of wine did you? Because they said it was a little sweet, and I can't remember everything they said about it. But basically, I felt like he saw this table full of black dudes and was just like, "Oh, we just gonna give them some, whoop de
Hmm.
whoop, any kind of wine, don't matter what it is." So I hear that about that misconception, and I felt like I gave really good example, like identifiers, like these are the things he likes, these are the notes. He likes
Hmm.
from this region, and it just did not translate well in that
Yeah,
experience. So I get that. Um, so you and I both had a chance to visit South Africa last year.
we
And
did.
I was messaging you and sending you DMs before my trip saying, could you give me some recommendations? Can you share some stuff with me? But a lot of people don't know that, or unaware that South Africa has an amazing wine region and produces some of the best wine and most delicious wines that are on the market to date. What was your experience like in South Africa in the winelands?
It was, I like to say, heaven on earth. It was amazing. If anybody knows me, you know I'm a sparkling bubble girl. That Cap Classique was never spit out at any tasting ever. And we were tasting anywhere between 20 to maybe 40 wines a day. That Cap Classique was savored and enjoyed. But Pinotage, everything was delicious over there. Everyone was very nice. Everyone respected the level of everyone's knowledge of wine.
Mhm.
It was amazing. It's it's undescribable. But like you said, a lot of people don't know anything about South African wines because I say it's still kind of new, but then it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Did you bring a lot back home with you?
I did. I brought I think I brought about, we were gifted bottles. So I think we
Mhm.
were gifted two bottles each. It was four of us, and I went with the Roots Fund. I think I bought like 12 bottles home.
Yes, 12 bottles. Come on.
I packed very efficiently, and I air lit everything and bubble wrapped everything, and nothing was broke. And I brought about 12 or 13 bottles home.
Oof. I definitely bought a second suitcase when
You
I
know, I didn't
went.
even need a second suitcase. I just vacuum sealed all my clothes, and I was like,
Oh.
clothes can stay on the continent, babes.
I know
My
that's
wine was
right. Get your
coming
girl this
home.
t-shirt away.
My wine was coming home. Yeah, my wine brother's in here now. That Shannon Blanc is absolutely amazing in
So
South Africa.
crisp and mm,
It tastes like the soil that it came from.
mm-hmm.
It's totally different from anywhere else.
Where all did you visit while you were there? Do you
Um,
remember?
we went everywhere. We did oh God, it's almost been a year. We did creations.
Mm-hmm.
We did about 14 different ones. It was so many. And then
Jeez.
we were doing wine dinners after visits. We were drinking wine for snacks. We were drinking wine for brunch. We were drinking wine for breakfast. Like
Mm-hmm.
our days would start at like 8 and we would end about maybe 10 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
So waking up drinking wine and going to bed drinking wine. Then we were buying wine, drinking it. We were going out drinking it. It was
That
amazing.
sounds like because we were only in the winelands for half a day, so we didn't eat. I didn't even get to touch like a fraction of everything that was available, and we stuck to one vineyard while we were there. Um, but it was beautiful, like just the landscape and the mountains
Mm.
and everything just tasted so good. Oh, we have a question for you.
Everything.
We have a
What's the
question. It says, "What was
question?
some of your favorite pairings with the South African wines?" That's a good question.
Oh, there's so many. Okay, one that's sticking out like right in front of me right now. Mosi Wines. Joseph has a Sauv Blanc, and we were at Ambrosia's restaurant, I think, and it was this mushroom soup that they had,
Mm.
and they paired it with Joseph's Sauv Blanc. And then y'all are gonna say, what when I say this? But there is a meat there called Springbok.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like I would say between veal and like deer, and he has a Shiraz that we paired with it.
Mm.
And then I had her wines. It's a female owned, black female owned South African winemaker. And I want to say hers was a Shiraz too, and we paired it with ostrich.
Mm.
Amazing.
Did you have any? What is it? Billabong while you were there?
Is that the beef jerky?
Yes, the jerky.
Yes, we had
Mm-hmm.
that at oh God, I can't think of the winery. We had it when we had a Cap Classique with it.
Mm.
It was
I'll have to try that.
amazing.
I can't remember what ours was paired with, but they brought that and some other little snacks. We had like a whole picnic situation while we were there, and they paired different things with it. But Cap Classique with some biltong. Okay, that's
Yeah.
that was a really good question. I'm happy someone asked that. Is there anywhere else like you want to visit? Like, what's on your list of? It can be stateside, international, wine regions where you're just like dying to explore.
Champagne. Simple. Champagne. If
Hmm.
someone was to offer me a job in Champagne tomorrow, I'm out. Champagne.
I feel like, don't quote me on this, but is her name's Julia Coney? Julia,
The godmother of
the
wine, of
godmother.
course.
Yes, doesn't she have a like an intensive or something she does in France?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes, and yes. And
yeah.
she can adopt me tomorrow, and I will come with
We're gonna
her.
put that in the
Yeah,
atmosphere.
yeah. She's the champagne queen, of course. That's one of my go-to people that I love. And she's from Houston. So, of,
There you
of
go.
course,
That
the
H Town
godmother of wine.
connection. I love it. So champagne, you
Champagne,
definitely
stateside would be Finger Lakes.
okay.
Absolutely.
I'm not. So Finger Lakes in New York. Okay.
They're for their Rieslings, and they have some amazing bubbles too. So stateside would be Finger Lakes.
Okay. I'll have to add that to my list. I have a Pinterest board of places I want to go, so I'm gonna add that to.
It's on my list.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I see that for you. Right. Tay Turby says speak it. So we're speaking that into existence, and we're gonna make sure you get there.
Absolutely. I receive it.
No, that's right. And this is a good segue as we're talking about, the godmother of champagne and just black people in wine in general. Um, I read that less than 1% of wine companies are black owned.
Hmm.
What are some of the challenges, or in your opinion, what are some of the challenges that keep so many black and brown wine entrepreneurs from like breaking into this business or getting having a seat at the table in this industry?
Um, Off top, I'm gonna say ourselves because we just sometimes you're scared. to do it. I always
Hmm.
just tell people just go for it. Other times it's funding,
Hmm.
and then it's just plain discrimination. Yeah, they don't want to see anyone that looks like us in the industry because we're taking over and we're taking over quickly.
Hmm. Do you think that now, with there being so many prominent wine influencers or spirits brand influencers who look like us and are people of color, do you think that the mindset is starting to change and there's a bit more acknowledgement that we have a certain level of buying power and influence, and that we're going to have to be you know
Hmm.
considered in this
Ab-
industry?
Absolutely, especially with the athletes getting into wine. Um, the athletes are bringing smaller influencers, smaller wine education on board with their wine brands. So
Mhm.
absolutely, absolutely. That's why I said we're taking over quickly. We and
I love
we
that.
all work together. So
Yeah, I can imagine it's a very small, tight knit community, and everyone talks to each other. Everyone connects, and you know,
yep, there's no gatekeeping.
no gatekeeping. I love that. No gatekeeping. That's really important, honestly.
Very.
Who are some of the Black wine educators and enthusiasts that you really look up to and follow, and that other people should be made aware of if they're not already aware of?
Of course, the godmother of wine, Julia Carney. That's number one. Some of my smaller ones, of course, Desiree, the owner
Mm,
of the
mm,
Wino Shop. She's an
mm,
amazing wine educator. Teaches WSET. You take Desiree's WSET classes, you're passing with merit. The Millennial Psalm. I love Isis. Um, some of my Roots Fun people. Um, Zana Jones, she's like the Prosecco queen of the clique. So anything Prosecco, Zana's like on it, whether it's a Prosecco cocktail, Prosecco ice cream, she's on it.
mm.
I have one on here, one friend, Nola Wine and Chill. She's out of New Orleans.
Hey, Nola,
She's
why don't you?
hitting, Kenda's hitting the ground running. She is amazing. She's gonna have great things in New Orleans. I see my wine brother on here, Anthony. Anthony starting his wine journey with his new wines. They're amazing. I'm waiting on him to send me some reds that he has. Who else? I said Isis.
Hmm.
Oh, I just drew a blank.
I know I put
There's so
you on the
many.
spot.
There's so many, but those are like my top three. Like if I need help, I know I can DM anybody that I just named, and they're gonna be like, "Sure, Nikki, I got you."
I love that, and that's what it's about.
Hmm.
It's community, and since they're I don't want to say few because it might seem like few, but in small numbers, we're still mighty. So even if it's just a handful of us that are represented in that space, like being able to reach out and lean on and learn from
Hmm.
one another,
Absolutely.
I think that's so important.
Oh,
That's really
I forgot my one sister. Lovely Wines of Mira is amazing. Her wines are awesome. She's out of Jersey, and her wines are from Cali.
hmm.
Yeah, she's in Lodi.
Okay.
Amira's wines are amazing, so everybody check out Lovely Wines. They're great too. I have so many. Like I said, we don't gatekeep. We all talk. A lot of y'all think we're stuck up. We don't answer questions, but we do.
Cool. We need to put together a list. Like we should at the end of this, like you and I get together and just like in stories, we put a list of people you should know, like a train. Like these are the people that if you want to know about this kind of wine, this is who you follow. If you want to be
Hmm.
knowledgeable about Prosecco, this is the Millennial Psalmist. That's who you need to see. So we should do that
Absolutely.
after this live. So question for you as an educator and an enthusiast. Let's say you're hosting a fancy dinner party and you want some good wine, but you
Okay.
don't want to necessarily break the bank.
Okay.
What are some of your recommendations, some of your go-tos for, I don't want to say low end, but like middle of the road from a price point perspective, but still really good wines?
Okay. If I don't want to spend champagne money, I am going to, of course, those cavas.
Hmm.
Cavas like number one. Um, California sparklings are amazing, but I'm going to a cava,
Okay.
definitely. Cava for sparkling, um, rosé, and I'm gonna go. Ooh, that's hard. I'm going to go dry Riesling.
Hmm. Okay. Try Riesling. What are your favorite pairings?
Y'all know I am the snack queen. I love pairing my stuff with snacks. So let me redirect myself. I am going to do favorite snack right now is a dry Riesling with Trolley gummy worms. That's my favorite snack right now.
Okay. A dry Riesling with Trolley gummy
Uh-huh.
worms.
Just like the plain gummy worms that you used to eat growing up that your
Hmm.
child always wants somewhere every time you go to Walmart.
Mm.
That's my go-to. And I actually just did a pairing the other day by mistake, and it was a kava and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It
Oh,
was amazing.
that sounds good
It
though.
was amazing. It was actually, I'm looking at the bottle right now. It was actually a reserve kava,
Uh-huh.
peanut butter and jelly, like plain peanut butter
What
and jelly, grape
kind of jelly
jelly.
was it? Like a
It
grape
was a
jelly?
grape jelly.
Mm,
Absolutely.
that that gets my palate, like my taste buds get worked up when I hear stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like, oof, ooh, a rosé and a cheeseburger.
Yeah, Anthony's
Ooh,
always saying rosé and cheeseburger, and I tried it. It's amazing. Faye said payday.
cherry
We
pie.
paired
Mm,
payday with something. I think it was a bubble. Cherry pie and Pinot Noir.
mm.
I was gonna ask the sour ones, Ashley. Sour gummy worms.
Ooh.
Oh, someone told me a few weeks ago that they had Malbec, vanilla bean ice cream, and pecan pie. That was their
See, my
pairing.
stomach would be.
I thought that too, but they said it was amazing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, a payday and Anthony, look, you're gonna have me going to buy paydays.
Mm.
Payday and
I wonder if it's like the
Prosecco.
saltiness from from the peanuts in the payday that
Hmm.
ooh, oof.
I'm a cremant person too, so yeah, I'm a bubble girl. So anything
Ah.
bubbles, I'm drinking it.
See, I stick to the same. I'm a creature of habit, so I never venture too far from like what I pair wines with
Hmm.
in terms of snacks. But this is giving me some really good suggestions. I'm really gonna try this peanut butter. Well, sun butter since I can't do peanut butter in my house, but I'm gonna try sun butter, um, and grape jelly sandwich.
Yep,
Oh,
peanut butter and jelly. It was amazing.
hold on.
Next time I
Go
think I'm
ahead.
gonna toast it. What's your go-to pairing?
Me.
Hmm.
Oh, I love rosé. I'm a year-round rosé drinker.
Of course.
So I'll drink a rosé with these what's those Tillamook cheese, sharp white cheddar cheese little blocks, and then there are these. My daughter eats these strawberry raisins. These sun
Mm.
made. They come in different flavors. You can get like tropical fruit, strawberry, and then there's another flavor, but it's not like a typical raisin. And
Hmm.
I will just sit and eat that together like
Oh,
all
that sounds
day, and it's
good.
really really good. Like the saltiness of the sharp white cheddar, and then that raisin, and then just like wash it down with some rosé. Oof, it's
That
like nothing
sounds
like it,
that
nothing
sounds
like it. But I
amazing.
do like a good some chocolate too with my rosé at
Okay,
times.
of course.
Yes,
Rosé all day, year
all
round.
day.
Bubble,
All day.
still, rose all day.
I know some people put the whites to the side. That's another question I have for you. What are your thoughts around our wines seasonal in a sense that I only drink white in the spring or in the summer and I only drink red in the fall and the winter? What are your thoughts about that?
My thoughts are whatever I'm in the mood for, I'm gonna grab. um, I try not to do, since I'm in Mississippi now, I try not to do heavy reds in the summer just because it's so hot.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll slip a chill on anything
Mm-hmm.
and stick it inside.
I put my reds, like I'll stick them in a bucket of ice and water for just a
Hmm.
few minutes and then
Yeah, pull it out.
just sit it out because I can't do it when it's like super duper just room temp. Like it's been sitting somewhere in the
Yeah.
dark
I
and
usually I usually chill my reds for like whatever I'm doing, 15
mm-hmm.
minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and then pull it out 15 minutes
Mm-hmm.
and just let it come back up to room temperature.
Oh, oof.
I had to come closer, y'all. I couldn't see the cones.
Whenever, however, my man. I know that's right, Nola wine and chill. No,
Right?
but Nola wine and chill, you had me cracking up when you said you pair your wine with glass.
Yeah, that's her statement. That's her thing. Yep.
I love that. I love that. Let's see. What advice would you give for someone who looks like us,
Hmm.
that is thinking about starting a career pathway or just increasing their knowledge base in the wine industry? Like, what are some of the steps that you recommend or things you recommend they do?
Number one is just go for it. Number two, best way to learn is tasting. Even if you don't ever get certified, you never take a wine course, tasting and reading is the best way. But you cannot learn if you don't taste. Try everything, figure out what goes with your palate, figure out what you like, and then learn everything. Just pick a new wine. When I started, I picked a new wine every month. I picked a new varietal, I picked a new region. I just closed my eyes and picked one.
Mm-hmm.
So just go for it. But tasting is the key. If you don't taste, you'll never learn.
So
Yep.
just jump in there.
Drink, drink, drink. Taste, taste, taste. Everything.
Mm, I love that. Do y'all have any other questions for Nikki? I feel like she's just like a wealth, and she's someone that I think is accessible in the way that, like, sometimes I think of these like wine people and they're just kind of like, oh, I'm intimidated, and she is so open
No,
and
Erin, they
welcoming.
treat me like that too. And I have to tell them, like, I answer DMs, I answer questions and
Really,
comments. Y'all just have to ask me. I'm not I'm not a wine snob. I don't I'll talk about you if you bring me a Corbel or something like that. But that's it.
noted.
That's it. Just don't bring me Corbel and tell me it's champagne and we don't have no beef.
I know that's right.
What's your favorite note or note to experience? Oh, my favorite? I mean, I don't know. I don't have a favorite. It's so many.
If you had to pick one that just like sticks out to you.
She's asking me that because she knows I have a million in my head. Let me see. What's my favorite note? Six, hands, and one. Um, I'm not sure how to answer that question, but I am going to say, you know, I like reading the maps and I love regions. Don't ask me to blind taste though. I hate no, you're gonna get knocked on the door.
Y'all are
I
cracking me
I
up.
don't like doing wine. I don't like doing blind tastings.
Mm,
So I like reading the maps. I like exploring the regions. I like finding different wines from different regions, whether it's stateside or over the pond, and
mm-hmm.
comparing. So if you bring me Corbel or Barefoot, Ashley, I rebuke it in the name. Tay, I rebuke you also in the name. If
What's
I
your favorite
mm,
region?
Champagne
Oh, you did say that. I'm sorry. We did talk about
and
that yesterday.
champagne and I can never say it, but it's the region where cava's grown. I love both.
Okay.
If I could interview any wine professional, who would it? Julia.
Julia.
What's the first question I would ask her? Hmm. When is she opening a wine store?
Hmm.
I just feel like her selection is going to be top tier, and I feel like I can stay in there for hours just looking at everything she has.
You should DM her, and I'm gonna tell you why. If you haven't already, that is. I listened to a podcast that she was on, and it was just so fascinating learning about her story, how she got started, and just how
Mm-hmm.
she's just grown over the years. And I just randomly was like, hey, love that interview. Just wanted to say, I really appreciate hearing about your experience and learning more about your journey as someone who is, well respected in the space. And she responded to me. She
Yep.
said, it was really, really nice. Like I think we talked about pairings or something, and she said she liked a smash burger with jalapeno on it and a rose or something she said, but
Mm-hmm.
she responded like same day, and I was just like,
Yeah. I told
oh my
y'all
god.
we aren't stuck up. She always responds. Julia's gonna respond to your DMs. Julia
Mm,
and Andre Mack. Everybody responds.
mm.
Yes. Catalina. You're right, Anthony. Thank you. That's not what was in my head.
Hold on. Okay, so last question that I have for you this evening. If you guys have some more questions, please feel free to drop them down in the chat. But what advice would you give? Well, what advice do you wish you had received, if any, before you started along this path?
Um, if the best advice I received came from a fellow Roots Fund scholar, and she would always tell me to just breathe, relax, and be myself.
Hmm.
She's like, if you want to do a certain way, you want to steer it a different area, just do it. Just relax and be yourself. So that's why you never see like bougie stuff on my wine information, my wine pages, and my captions. I pair everything from football to skipping down the sidewalk with some wine. It's not stuck up. I hate wine terms. I
Mm.
don't like the European lingo of wine. So if you tell me it smells like car keys, I'm gonna say you're right, because now I smell car keys in my
Mm.
wine.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like layman's terms with wine. Simple.
Just make it easy.
Just make it
I
easy.
think that's also a very it's a barrier, and also another way that they try to make it seem as though people can't, if you aren't of a certain, I guess, status,
Hmm.
then using these terms will make it even more, I guess, daunting for you, and maybe not want to continue on in your journey. So
Definitely,
maybe
it's very intimidating. I tell a lot of
intimidating.
people if you don't want to take certifications, don't. Just read up and taste.
Ooh, that's a good question. Do you think
Oh, do
HBCUs should start offering wine courses? If so, which school would be the catalyst?
absolutely. I think all HBCUs offer wine courses, especially the ones in the South, because a
Yeah,
lot of them were founded on farming and agriculture,
ag schools. Mm-hmm.
but it's so hot down here that I don't think we could grow it. But I definitely think they should offer like some starter classes. Which school? Ooh, I'll do Mississippi because that's where I'm at. It's gonna have to be a school with like land. I think the Delta is too hot,
Mm.
but I mean, even if it's a wine tasting course, if it's an introduction to wine, if it's how to open a bottle. I think every class, every HBCU used to offer it. Everyone. Yeah,
Ooh, I
North
would.
Carolina A&T.
Hmm.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Or maybe some
Um,
schools that already have some sort of hospitality track,
yep, I
and then you
think
kind
that
of.
because when we were at HBCUs, everyone would kind of giggle and joke about being a hospitality major, but that's all wine is. It's hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, any HBCU that offers hospitality should definitely have like wine courses and all of that. You're a little biased for North Carolina. It's okay. We're all biased. I'm biased for the SWAC, but that's just because that's my family. That's all. Erin's biased for Tougaloo because that's just her
Oh,
family.
well, yes, I will say I didn't go to Tougaloo. My husband, my mom, my uncles, my aunts,
I
everybody
thought
went to
you went
Tougaloo.
to
I didn't go
Tougaloo.
to Tougaloo. Everybody thinks I went to Tougaloo. I did not go to
I
Tougaloo.
definitely all these years we've been knowing each other. I thought you went to
I
Tougaloo with
did not go to
everybody.
Tougaloo, girl. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yes, everybody around me. I was the.
I definitely thought you went to
Mm-hmm.
Tougaloo.
Mm-hmm, girl, and all my friends went to Tougaloo. Yeah, the.
Mm-hmm. All our mutual friends went to Tougaloo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's actually, see, that could be something for you to maybe figure out ways to talk to these schools and get in
Yeah,
and introduce the idea.
I would love to start. I'm reading comments talking about drinking. I would love to start like introducing of age people at HBCUs, introducing them into wine. Because, like I said, my strategy and my concept of my page is a lot of us are in corporate, a lot of us are entrepreneurs. So if you're at a dinner and they slap that wine list in front of you as
Yeah.
a black person, I want you to be able to be like, here you go. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to pair this steak with this, and I'm going to pair this risotto with this, and they're going to look at you and be like, what? And a lot of times they don't know what they're talking about, so you're gonna amaze them anyway.
Like the person next to you
Yeah,
probably
they don't
doesn't know
know.
nine
Like
times out of 10.
I live in Mississippi. We aren't a wine place. We're bourbon and whiskey,
Yeah,
and so yeah.
that's true.
Could I recommend your wine
Ooh,
region? Ah,
I like that question and that statement. Both of those back to
could I
back.
recommend fewer, lesser known regions? There are. I would say off top, South Africa for overseas. And I would say Paso Robles for stateside. Paso Robles has some amazing wines, but it's kind of in the middle of stuff. And if you don't know it's there, you're not going to go because everybody flocks to Napa,
Mm.
but definitely Paso. I heard Virginia has amazing wines. I haven't had any yet, but I'm ready to go to Virginia to taste
Hey,
wine.
so listen, let's make a pact. Next year, let's go to the family reunion together. And
Right?
I wanted to go this year so bad.
I've been scrolling with the long face looking. Oh,
Those
I look
tickets
every
sold
year.
out. They sell out quickly every year, but I really, really want to go. So next year,
Yeah.
let's do
Next
a little.
year,
Yes.
next year's 40th birthday. That'll be a good birthday
Oh,
present.
that'd be a good birthday little trip. Be real fancy and stay at the Salamander and
And be the
drink and
auntie.
eat.
Well,
Oh,
I'm the
yes.
auntie. I don't know how old Erin is. I'm the auntie, even though I don't
Oh,
look
girl,
it.
I'm 42.
Okay,
So,
yeah, we're around the same
mm-hmm,
age.
mm-hmm.
Definitely. Anthony Lodi is my wine brother is shouting out his area, so he needs to shout me some
Mm.
wine. Lodi is amazing. Yes, Hubble Wines and Riley. I met Riley while in Paso. She is the sweetest. And her Chardonnay is bomb because I don't like Chardonnay unless it's bubbles in it. But I will drink her Chardonnay all day and all night. Her Chardonnay and Andre Max. Yeah,
I love
love
this.
them.
I love that your wine family came out.
I love, yeah, we
I
always
love
show
it.
up and show out. Definitely. I love Lodi too. Amira's wines are Lodi based now. Lovely wines. I'm trying to whisper in her ear and get her sparkling back. Yes, okay. The aunties are gonna sip.
Hmm.
Really? Yeah, Riley's sweet. I love Riley.
Look at this community. I'm going back through and looking at everybody's comments for the
Definitely.
chat.
Everybody's been excited about this live. They're like, oh my goodness, you're going live? Because Erin's probably the only one that can get me on camera in public.
You need to go live more. I think you should do it.
Mm,
Like,
don't say that too loud. It's too many support
oh,
systems on here.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna hype you up to until you do it, cause that's
Y'all know that I'm never in my content. I'm always behind the scenes. So everybody's trying to get me to go live.
you, you have such good knowledge and information, and again, because you are like it's a level of comfort that I have with you, so I can ask you these.
Hmm.
Like if I were to ask somebody else that I don't know and I haven't had like conversations with about wine in the past, like I would be intimidated. But because I know you and I just know your vibe, it's like I feel like
Yeah.
that comes across through this
Hmm.
conversation. So you should do this.
Hey, it's on my to-do list. I'm pretty sure my support system is in here and they're telling me it's on my to-do list right now.
Thank
So,
you. The Bougie Wine EXP. I've been screaming at
mhm.
her constantly. Keep doing
Mhm.
it. Ooh, a tasting together on live. Yep. See, look at
Y'all
that.
are messy. I'm
Hmm.
about to block you, brother. You want to do a tasting together? Okay. To-do list. My village, can you write me a to-do list and send it to
I
me?
love it. I love
Tastings
it.
together, wines together.
Hmm.
It is. It's a great support system. I am. Y'all see Anthony on here saying a tasting together. That means he's gonna send me some wine. I'm gonna
That's
send
right. I want
him.
him to send you someone.
Hmm. Thank you so much, RBM4.
So before we get off, a few things that we want to share and promote. So Nikki is a brand ambassador for the Wino Shop, like we spoke about at the beginning
Hmm.
of the live.
We both are
So
wearing Desiree shirts.
if you want to get some goods, get some merch from the Wino Shop, Nikki has a discount code. Is it just it's just her name,
Yeah, it's
Nikki.
just Nikki. Yep.
So go
It gets.
there and support Desiree. She has a beautiful journey that I've watched from when she was living. Was she in Baltimore? And
Mm-hmm.
she moved from there to Cali, and now
Mm-hmm.
she is just like,
And I think she's back on East Coast
is she
now.
back on the East
I'm
Coast?
not sure if it's Baltimore, but she's back in the Maryland area now.
Okay. So her shop has some really, really cute stuff. And I've had this t-shirt for years, and this is one of my favorite. I love wearing it out.
I have
I
all of them.
love
I was debating on which one to wear because I was like, I want to wear my Champagne Regent, but we're drinking Oregon wines, and I don't think I have a
Okay.
pink. Yeah,
That's all
I
right.
was like, I'll find one to throw on.
That's all right. And then the Giselle collection also discount code Nikki as well. So if you want to get some stuff
Hmm. The
from
Giselle collection is a black-owned female brand stemware. So she has wine glasses, cocktail glasses, decanters. She has some amazing, pretty melanated wine glasses
ugh,
of all brown shades and colors.
I love it. I'm gonna have to go get me some tonight. Um that just jog my memory. So make sure you guys support both of those brands and support Nikki. I know her community has come and given her so much love on this live. So that is beautiful to see. And I appreciate
Hmm.
everybody for watching. Nikki, I appreciate you. Thank you. I
Thank
would love
you.
to see more of what you've got going on, and I'll be continuing to follow you, but
Of
getting you on this
course.
live.
was pulling teeth, but I had some encouragement in the background. Uh-huh.
And you got me back on red wine, so
And it's so good too.
it
And it's,
is.
yeah, Andre's amazing.
It
What's
is.
my favorite champagne? Ooh, all of them. All of them. My favorite champagne right now is, I'm going to say, Louis Roudor, and that's only because I had it at auction. So that was my favorite, right? I love all champagne. So I rebuke it in the name. Andre is not a champagne, it's a sparkling wine. Fun fact of the live, champagne cannot be called
If
champagne
it's
unless it's
made in
produced
the
in the
Champagne
Champagne of
region.
France.
That's right.
I appreciate y'all.
Yes. Well, girl, I got to iron these uniforms for the week.
Yes, big facts. And her uniforms are so cute.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to be a more efficient parent this school year.
I love
So
uniforms.
I do too. It makes it very easy. But if I keep drinking this, she will be going to school with half a
So
sock,
I
wrinkled
got that to the
shirt.
side. And
Yes. So thank you again. I
you're
appreciate you so
welcome.
much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, we should do this again.
Yes, Erin, I will definitely do it again with you.
We will do this again. Hold up. Kathy Chappelle Photography has one more question.
What's my favorite red wine? You know, when I first started drinking wine, it was Malbec. That was my first wine. Like I started off heavy
I was
running.
about to say that is a very
Yeah,
full.
I
Oh,
was big girl, grown woman right out the
yes,
gate.
you
It was
were.
Malbec.
Mm, mm, mm.
Hmm.
I love it though. All right, y'all. Well, we are signing off, and I appreciate you all for watching. Thank you again to Nikki, and we'll see y'all later. Have a
Thank
good week.
y'all. Bye.
Bye.